It's your boy Nico the Barber, and today we are back with yet another video. Let's get straight to it. As you can see by the title, we are doing a mid-skin fade on a straight hair waver. Definitely let me know in the comment section if you guys want me to put together a full tutorial on how to get waves. And guys, this client doesn't put much effort into his hair. His hair waves naturally. He basically told me all he does is he sleeps with his do-rag and he makes sure that in the morning he just brushes his hair before he leaves home. But nonetheless, first things first, as you guys already know, we start off by combing our client's hair out. And now using my Wahl Designer, I am setting in my first zero guideline. As you can see, my lever is closed entirely, and I'm going to make sure that this guideline is even on both sides as well as the back. You'll actually see that my guideline looks really sloppy in the back over there. But once I start debulking, you'll actually notice that it is quite even. It's just that in some areas the hair is a bit longer, so it's overlapping the guideline. But nonetheless, we are setting in our first initial guideline. And like I said, guys, make sure that you get this guideline even on both sides as well as the back. And next off, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our Wahl Detailers, and we're going to go ahead and debulk the bottom area that we left. As you can see, the hair is still quite long. If you are a regular viewer, you already know that I like to come back with my Wahl Detailers. Reason being is it cuts really close to the grain, and with that it really makes your haircut pop. So that's a definite go-to for me. I want to make sure that my fades look as crisp and as sharp as possible, because as a barber you want to make sure you get your clientele coming back all the time. And I actually take so long in the specific section because my Wahl Detailers blades are a bit blunt. It's actually time for me to do an upgrade. I'm actually looking forward to getting the Skeleton FX hopefully, but if not, Old Faithful, I'll get myself a new set of Wahl Detailers. And once we are happy with that, what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead back to our Wahl Designers, no guard, lever open. And what we're gonna go ahead and do is set in our next guideline of about 1/2 inch. With this guideline, we'll make sure that it's even on both sides as well as the back. And don't be afraid to go over the same section a few times just to make sure that you do get that specific area or section nice and even, because you don't want inconsistencies in your fade. Yeah, you definitely don't want any inconsistencies. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna start closing our lever bit by bit, and we're gonna start buffering out our first initial guideline that we did set in. So as you can see, I slightly adjust my lever. There I did it once again, and we'll continuously do this until our lever is back to being closed entirely. And once it's closed entirely, we'll just go ahead and use a soft flick motion, as you can see over there. And once you are happy, and once you feel like you've gotten rid of the line, what we go ahead and do is we follow the exact same steps at the back as well as the other side. And to be honest, guys, cutting straight hair wavers is really challenging, especially the client that I have in the seat right now. He has a calic in the front, so as you can see over there, his lineup definitely gives me a bit of a tough time every time he's scheduled for an appointment, but nonetheless we get it in. So next off, using my number 1 guard, starting off with my lever open, I'm gonna go ahead and set in my next guideline. And as you can see, while I am cutting, or let me rather say while I'm setting in this guideline, I'm basically using a flick motion. And you guys already know I love using my flick motions because I want to stay away from creating harsh guidelines. I really hate creating harsh guidelines because we're working with a booking system. You're so used to working or having cuts done at a specific time. Like, it gets annoying when a cut takes much longer than it's supposed to, and you know it's not supposed to take that long. So stay away from the harsh guideline, guys. So next off, as you can see, I went ahead and I closed my lever. We're gonna focus on that same guideline. Just gonna go ahead and soften it up until we feel comfortable with the length. And like I said, guys, every step we do, we follow the exact same steps. The only thing that's changing is our clipper guards and our levers that are being adjusted. Otherwise, literally each and every step that we use is the exact same. And guys, always take into consideration your client's head shape. Always take into consideration your client's head shape. You already need to know what the fade's gonna look like once you're done. So next off, using my 0.5 guard, I'm gonna go ahead starting off with my lever open, using a flick motion. And once I am comfortable with the length, once I feel like there's no more hair coming off, or it's not getting any smoother, or I'm not seeing enough of a blend, what you can go ahead and do is, once you are comfortable, you can go ahead and just adjust your lever, as you see me doing right now. Yeah, so you go ahead and you adjust your lever. And as you can see, our fade is already starting to look blurry. We got rid of that first or our second guideline, let me rather say. And all we're gonna go ahead and do is follow the exact same steps at the back as well as the other side. So guys, if you did watch my previous video, I did demonstrate a much easier fading technique. This is I would say my beginner fading technique, because you focus on one step at a time, whereas with the other technique we faded each side at a time, which I feel like saves a whole lot of time. But I just like to use this beginner method just to make it much easier for you guys. So now what I'm busy doing is I'm basically just doing some detailing work. I seen a whole lot of inconsistency, so I'm gonna really focus on using the corners of my blades. I'll definitely be adjusting where needed, and yeah, just doing a whole lot of detailing within the section of our fade. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is, using our Safeway, or well, I'm using my Safeway cordless clipper. I like to use a cordless clipper when I am debulking the top. So as you can see, I'm cutting with the grain at all times. If you are a barber, you already know cutting with the grain is super important. And I wasn't too happy with the length at the number 2, so what I went ahead and did was I grabbed my 1.5 guard. I started with my lever open, but I know my client likes his hair quite short. He's not a very serious dedicated waver. For him, every haircut visit is basically, just to get neatened up. He's not too worried about the wave style, whatever the case is. So he just likes his hair to be nice and neat once we're done with the haircut. So next off, grabbing my number 2 guard, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna start fading the sides into the top. This is what I call the transition. So as you can see, that harsh thick line over there, starting off with our lever open, we'll use a flick motion, and once we feel comfortable with the length that it's at, we'll go ahead and close our lever. And guys, we'll follow these exact same steps at the back as well as the other side. And as you can even see right now, my client he's not super dedicated to his hair. As you can see, doesn't have plenty connections, but for someone that doesn't put any effort into the hair, it does look really good. So guys, once we're happy with that, what we'll go ahead and do is we're gonna basically work our way down once again. So we're gonna grab our number 1.5 guard, starting with our lever open. Once we are comfortable, we'll go ahead and close our lever, and we'll basically do this until we're back to our number 1 guard. So over here I have my number 1 guard. starting off with our lever open, and like I said, once you are comfortable, you can go ahead and close the lever. So you'll notice that there won't be much hair coming, or there won't be any hair coming off. Being a barber, you can feel if I can put it that way, you really feel that there's nothing being cut anymore. So once you are comfortable and you feel like you got it to a nice and short enough length, you can go ahead and adjust the lever, and you follow these exact same steps at the back as well as the other side of the fade. Starting with my 1.5 guard, starting with the lever open. Once I am comfortable, I go ahead and I close my lever. There I have my number 1 guard, starting with your lever open. Once you're comfortable, go ahead and close the lever. Let me rather say, once you feel that there isn't any more hair coming off, you go ahead and close the lever. And on this side, you'll follow the exact same steps, starting with your 1.5 guard. Starting with your 1.5 guard all the way back to your number 1 guard. And guys, if you are new to the channel, definitely just hit that pause button. Go ahead and subscribe. While you're at it, leave a like. Most importantly, leave a comment. If there's anything you want me to focus on in specific, most definitely let me know, and I'll definitely get to it. So now guys, as you can see over there, my client has a whole lot of space as to where his hairline actually starts. So I don't want people to say I'm pushing him back. So I'm gonna be shortening his we call it a fringe, using the Wahl Detailer. So basically, why I didn't shorten his hairline area with a lower guard as most people do when they are cutting wavers is because, like I said, his lineup always gives me a tough time. He has a calic in the front, so it really throws the entire lineup off. As you can already see on the left hand side there, it's kind of looking a bit weird. It looks like there's like a patch there, if you can call it, but there's nothing that a little bit of enhancements can't fix. And guys, I'm gonna just sit back and allow this lineup to bring the entire cut to life. So yeah, using my Safeway cordless clip, I just feel like I needed to do a little bit more detailing. The lineup really brings out all of the inconsistencies and all the imperfections in the fade. That's why when I am busy doing the lineup, I always take my time. I take a few steps back just to make sure that I do get everything nice, clean and perfectly. I know not all my haircuts are perfect, but I try and get it to the best of my abilities. So now, using some water, I'm applying some moisture to my client's forehead, and what we're gonna go ahead and do right now is we're just prepping our client's forehead because we are gonna come through with our straight razor. And I don't like to put a C-cup on the specific client. So as you can see, his vertical bars, the right vertical bar is a bit longer than the left one. I didn't want to tamper with it. I just like to keep it nice and natural. I have the same problem myself, but it's just one of those things that that we have to deal with. So I just like to keep my clients as natural as possible. So yeah, I'm coming back with my Wahl Detailer after applying the hair enhancements, and I'm basically just locking it in, making sure that it's nice and crisp. And right here, just taking my scissor, I'm chopping away all of the loose hairs or any hairs that are standing up, just making sure that I get my client's hair nice and smooth. I want to give him a nice and smooth finish as well. So guys, this is Mr. Zadie before we got the haircut in, and this is Mr. Zadie as soon as we're done with the haircut. Guys, it is your boy Enrico the Barber. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I know a whole lot of straight hair clients or a whole lot of people with straight hair definitely enjoyed this video. So like I said, if you want me to drop a video on how to get waves, whether you're straight or coarse hair waver, let me know in the comment section. It is your boy Enrico the Barber. Until the next video, peace.